Are you interested in learning how to transform your boring out-of-the-box search results into an exciting UI and learn all the complex topics in an easy-to-learn format? Well, you are in the right place. Welcome to Branding and Customization in SharePoint 2016, your complete guide to branding your SharePoint search and making beautiful, compelling search result pages. Hi, I'm Aftab Sayed and I'm a professional SharePoint developer with years of experience using SharePoint technologies and the exciting and powerful SharePoint search. I know what it feels like using search for the very first time. Believe me, I've been there. If working with SharePoint search wasn't hard enough, imagine having to customize and brand it for the very first time. It can get quite tricky, especially when there's very little information available or very few videos available on this very topic, and you're trying to figure out how everything's all put together. If you want to get yourself up to speed with SharePoint custom search, this course is for you. By the end of this course, you'll be able to transform the boring out-of-the-box SharePoint search from this to this. You'll have a deep understanding of search, customization, and branding. You'll be able to create your own custom search page layout, link a CSS file to your search to add flavors to your page, use crawl properties in search results and see how important it is, clean up the search results and only show what you need on your page, use JavaScript, yes, the client-side powerful JavaScript that would let you add logic to your pages. You'll be able to work with query suggestions, which is a powerful feature from SharePoint search. And last but not least, you'll be able to connect to an external search engine and display the result right within your custom search results. And I'm not going to be teaching you, okay, click here, click there. I'll be walking you through, I'll be explaining you the process as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. I invite you to join me in this course, try new things, learn few things, and I would love to see you creating brand new beautiful search results pages using the techniques you would learn in this very course. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and I will see you in lesson 1. Thank you so much for enrolling in the course Branding and Customizing Search in SharePoint 2016. I'm so excited to have you here. In this video, I just want to welcome you and talk about how this course is laid out, so you get a good understanding of how this course is structured. I'm going to be talking about the project file that you're going to be working with. In this course, I would assume that you have little to no knowledge about SharePoint branding and customization. First, I will walk you through the SharePoint environment and talk about the list and libraries we'll be working with. I will talk about what is design package, the benefits of using design package, and how you can import it in order to set up your dev environment to match with my dev environment. Then we will segue into searching for the very first time without any search branding or customizations added to it. So it would be an out-of-the-box SharePoint search page. And then we'll slowly work our way from there. So once you have seen how the out-of-the-box search page looks like, then we will go on to create a custom page layout from scratch. A custom page layout is an integral component of the search branding. I will explain to you how a search page is mapped to the page layout so you would know how things are working behind the scenes. Then we will jump into web parts. Such web parts in particular, I will talk about what web parts are and how to use them on the page. I will then dive into the topics of search display templates. This is a key component of search branding. I will explain to you what search template is and how you can create and use your own custom templates. Once you have a good understanding of what display templates are, we will then talk about custom managed properties. It's an important topic, and understanding this one is critical in branding and customizing your search results. And I'm sure you would want to add logic behind your custom search in terms of what to display and what not to display. So to add logic behind your pages, how could we ever forget the powerful JavaScript which you could use right within your search template? You will learn in detail about custom search definers. This opens up the possibilities of having your own custom filters defined on the search page. We will then learn about search suggestions, also known as autocomplete. I'll touch upon how to add suggestions, how to remove suggestions from the autocomplete. And once all branding is done, as a bonus, I will show you how you can connect to an external search engine and get the results from the internet and blend it nicely within your search results page. So there is a lot to learn and plenty of topics are covered here. As you can see, I suggest you sit back, grab a cup of coffee if you're a coffee person, and a notebook to take down notes. Go at a normal pace. Make sure you understand what is being taught before jumping into the next topic, otherwise you'll just lose track of what is being taught. The last thing I want to mention in this video is that I know when I launch a course, it is not going to be a perfect one, and I need feedback from students like you to make it even better. So if there is something I missed, something I went over too quickly, something that I didn't cover the right way, just let me know. I want to make sure that you get the most out of this course. So reach out to me and let me know how I could make this course better and how I could improve it. So with the introduction out of the way, now you know what to expect in this course. I'm so excited to have you here. So let's get started. I would like to now take this opportunity to give you a little tour of our SharePoint 2016 website, and this is using a publishing portal template. Some of the websites use team site template, but this is using the publishing portal. And let me take you straight to the site content, and I can talk about the document libraries and the lists that we are going to be using in our search customization exercise. So here we have got two document libraries, car photo, country flag, and cars. Let me go over to the car photo, and I've added some test car photos here that we are going to be using for our search customization and branding. Some test images that I have uploaded. Similarly, if I go back to the site content, we have got country flags, and this country flag will be used in our search results. So in the search results, we have got the photo of the car, and then on the right hand side we have got the information, and we have the information that displays the car origin. All the flags are stored here in the country flag document library. Let me go back to the site content, and the last thing that we have here is the cars SharePoint list. This is a simple SharePoint list, and I've added some columns to hold the car make, the car model, the pricing information, and when the car was manufactured. And we have this column which holds yes or no information. It just stores the information if the car is on special or not, and if it is on special, it would have that nice ribbon on the top right hand side of the search result. And then we have the transmission information if the car is manual or automatic, condition if it is new or old, and so on and so forth. And we have the origin information, and if the country happens to be Germany, for example, the search results would just go to the car photo, the country flag, and display that country's flag in the search results. And on the top right hand side we have got some pages. I've just created a simple page called about, contacts page, and this is using a simple basic web part. And if I click on the site content and go over to the pages document library, it has got about us, contact, about us, and contact is using a simple out-of-the-box blank web part page layout, and we have added some text in here. So to summarize, what we have here is two document libraries, one SharePoint list. The SharePoint list stores the information about the car. The car photo, of course, stores the information about the cars, the images, the pictures of the car, and the country flag holds all the flags of various countries. Now, before we can get our hands dirty and feet wet, let's quickly show you how you can use the download file that is included as part of this course. I'm going to go over to my File Explorer, and I'm here in my desktop, and I have downloaded the attachment or the download file. And inside of the download folder, I've got two folders in here. We have got the design package and we have got the list and documents folder. We'll get to the design package in a moment. Let me first start off by showing you how you can use the list and documents. When you open the list and documents folder, you'll find three files in here: car photo, cars, and country flag. These are essentially your document libraries and SharePoint list, and they have the extension STP, that stands for SharePoint template file, and that's what it is. It is SharePoint template, and I'll show you how you can use these templates. It's essentially the document library and list, and all you would need to do is just simply import it and you're good to go. You don't have to create the list from scratch. You don't have to create all the columns from scratch. All you will need to do is just import these templates, and I'll show you in a moment how it is done. Let me just minimize this. I'm going to go over to the settings, site settings, and under the web designer gallery, I've got list templates, and currently I do not have any template. I'm going to go over to the files in the ribbon, upload document, and here I am. So I've got the cars template. I'm going to click on open. I'm going to click on OK. And I can give it any name. I can give the title, let's say cars imported. So that's the title of the list, and I'm going to just click on save, and that list with the title my cars imported has been uploaded. Now what I can do is simply go to the site content, click on add an app, and just simply search for my car imported. I don't even have to type the full word. And here in the find an app, all I need to do is just search for my car, the initial of the title that I specified, and when I hit enter I get this. And all I would need to do is just click on this and give it a name. That is your custom list, and I will have that list created. As a matter of fact, let's do that. So I'll say my cars imported. You can give it any name. It's just some test name that I've given. So I'm going to click on create, and it is going to go ahead and create that list. And as you can see here, this list was just created and it has got all the 48 items. If I click on this one, it would have all the data, all the columns created for you, pretty much everything out of the box. So all you would need to do is just follow the steps that I just demonstrated, and similar to this one, you can import the car photo, cars flag, and you're good to go. Now let's talk about SharePoint design package. I'm going to show you how we can import the design package, but before I do, let me give you a little introduction about what design package is all about. Now we have got some benefits of using design package, and there are a few features which is good to know. First of all, what does design package let you do? SharePoint design package allows you to package your customized branding from one SharePoint site and apply it to another. So if you have site A and site B, you can just use the design package and apply all the branding that you had in site A and put that in site B. As simple as that. Let's talk about what the design package include. What comes with it is a master page folder, and inside of this path you can put all your branding information, your JavaScript, your CSS, all can go inside of this folder. It has the master page, it has the page layout. A design package actually is a lightweight option to create branding solutions. And when you generate a design package, you get a WSP file which holds all the design files inside it. And the good thing about deploying the design package is you don't need to be a farm admin to deploy it. Even if you are a site admin or site collection admin, you can do that. You don't even have to have access to the SharePoint farm or any web front end. All you need to do is just be a site admin and you can deploy the design package. And speaking of deployment, there is no system outage when you deploy the package. So with the introduction out of the way, let's see the design package deployment in action. So back in our site, I'm going to head over to the site settings. Under the look and feel, I've got a design manager link right here. I can either click on that, or so I can access the design manager from the settings menu or under the look and feel. Either way, it will take me to the same page. So let's click on that, and we have got few options. On my left hand side, I can generate a design package. So let's say I've got all the brandings here. I can just click on this and then create a design package. What it will do is it will go ahead, and if you have all the brandings applied to it, just create a WSP file and it will give you a download prompt where you can download it and give it to someone or export it out to a different SharePoint site and then import it there. In this demo, we are just simply going to import the design package. So I'm hitting the first link and it says import a complete design package. So I'm going to click on choose file. As you can see, it doesn't have any branding to it. I'm going to click on choose file, and I'm going to go back one folder. I'm going to click on design package, and I'm just going to choose the before option, and I have got one file here that says custom theme.wsp. Click on that and hit import. Well, I have already imported the custom theme, so click on the import button. It will just import the custom theme. So once it is imported, I have done that before already, so I'll show you how it looks like after you click on the import. All you would need to do is come to the site settings after you're done with the import, click on the master page, and we have got a drop down here that says Seattle. You should be able to see a new menu item. You should be able to see a value in the drop down that says custom theme / the IT videos. Select that, scroll down and click on the OK button. And voila, you should be able to see something, but we don't see anything here because we are in the settings view. If I go to my home link here, which is the home page, and I should see my branding applied to it. Now you may wonder why the branding wasn't applied to the site settings page. I'll show you why. Because if I go over to my master page, see, I've only applied the custom theme, the design package, to the site master page and not the system master page. So if I click on the custom theme in the system master page and hit OK, I should see that branding applied here as well. Well, I'm happy with the default settings in the site settings, so I'm going to click on the master page, come back here and choose the default Seattle theme, so and hit OK, and I'll get the default out of the box. So here I showed you how we can import the design package, how to import the document library and the list. Let's get straight to the search. When you install the design package, the WSP file, through the master page option, if I click on site settings, master page, like this, the default is Seattle, and once you successfully install the design package, you select the master page from here and you hit OK, and as we saw in the previous video, this is how it would look like. Now let me take a moment to show you and give you a little tour of all the files that came along with the design package. So I've got my SharePoint Designer open right here, and it's connected to my site, and I have my all files folder. So I'm going to pin this, and actually I'm going to collapse this group so that we can see more information here. And I've got catalogs, and I've got all the other folders that we have. What we're interested here is the catalogs folder. So if I expand that and look at the master page folder inside of the catalogs, and inside of the master page is where our custom theme is. So if I go back to my site, click on the settings, click on site settings, and click on the master page, as you can see it says custom theme / the IT videos. The IT videos is the actual name of the master page, so keep that in mind, custom theme / the IT videos. Now if I go back to my design SharePoint Designer, just look at the hierarchy, the master page, custom theme. If I expand that, there you go, that's our master page file here, and this is being used in our master page option here. So instead of Seattle, this is what is being used. And now that we have that in place, so if I go home, if I click on home, this is what we see, and it's all done inside of the master page here, and this is all there is to it. And inside of the custom theme folder, we have got images, script, and styles folder. So let me show you the files inside of this folder, and if you're following along, you should have these 3 folders with you inside of the custom theme. So if I expand the images folder, there are all the images, there are all the files, for example the cylinder, the mileage, just arrived, and all these images are going to be used in our custom search results page. These are all the files. I'm going to collapse that, expand the scripts folder, and I've got 2 script files in here, height ribbon on scroll and toggle button. The height ribbon on scroll, what it does is, if I go back to my site and if I scroll down, just keep an eye on the top right hand side, and as I scroll down it disappears, and it appears the moment I scroll all the way up. And the reason why I'm bringing that in here is because let's say I want to sign out or something, because this is, and when I scroll down it just disappears, and this logic is defined inside of the JavaScript folder. So if I want to view the content, all I would need to do is just right click and select edit file in advanced mode, and I can see all the logic in here. I'm going to close that, and we have the other file that's called toggle ribbon. If I go back to my website, as you can see, there is no ribbon in here. So we have hit the ribbon when it is in view mode, and what this file does is, if I want to view the content of this file, I just choose the edit file in advanced mode, and what this does is, if the page is in design mode, it just shows the ribbon. So just let me show you how it's done. If I come back in here, select the settings and choose edit page, it brings the ribbon, it just displays the ribbon right here. And I'm going to say discard checkout, because I'm not editing anything. So that's the purpose of this. I'm going to close this. So there's the script for you right there. And we have got the styles folder. If I expand the styles, I've got two style files. I've got the CSS from jQuery, and I've got the master CSS file that has all the styles defined, what the color of this menu going to be, the header and the footer is all defined inside of the master CSS file. The background, which is teal, I guess, I think that's the color. So that's all defined in the master CSS file. So if I right click this and show you, it's really huge. It has all got all the stylings defined in here. And then we have some generic page layout. We'll get to the page layout in a moment, but let me just talk a little bit about the master page file. So we have got two identical files, and we have got two identical files in here. We have got ASPX and we have got .html, and we have got two identical files, the itvideos.master and the itvideos.html. One thing to remember is whenever you're editing the master page, you never edit the .master, you always edit the .html file. So if you want to view the content inside of the .html file, and when you make any changes to it, the underlying .master file will reflect the change. If I just right click and choose the edit file in advanced mode option, it will show us everything, and the script files are referenced inside of the master page. So we'll call this the master page because both these files are one and the same. And if you want to make any changes to the master page, we always edit this one, and the changes are propagated to the .master file. So here we are referencing the script file, and this is how we do it. So I'm just going to drag this bit to the left so that we get more real estate. And this is how we referenced any JavaScript file. And one thing to keep in mind is this bit is important, but you don't have to worry about all this because in your design package it is all there. And if you want to add additional JavaScript file, all you need to do is just copy this block and paste it down here, and just specify the source of your third JavaScript file that you would like to add. So that's how we add a JavaScript file to our master page. And this is inside of the body tag, and it has got various sections. We have got the search box section, and I've put that inside of the div tag. And we have the footer, and it just displaying some information, and it is displaying the current year. So it displays what the current year is. There's a JavaScript running behind it, so we don't always have to come back here and change the date. It just picks the system date and displays that in here using that JavaScript in here. So that was the sneak peek of our master page, the script file, the styles, and the images that we are going to use. I'm just going to close this master file. In the next video, we're going to get started with the search. Now that you have seen the files, the folders that got installed when we imported the design package, now we are all set to start working on the search, and we'll do that in the next video. In the first section of this video, you saw how to import the download files, what design package is, how to use design package. And in this section, we are going to do the search for the very first time. And we are going to talk about what page layout is and the importance of using page layout in the search, which is an integral part of your entire search. And you'll see how all the pieces are put together. And soon you'll discover for yourself how important this page layout is for your search experience. I've got a SharePoint list called cars. I'm going to go to site content and click on the cars. It has got about 48 items, and it is displaying all the information about various cars. It has got model, column, price, year, body type, color, just arrived, and all that. All this information is here. So arrived is just a boolean yes or no. On special is also a yes or no field. and it's displaying the price and the model and make. Now our aim is to search for this information. So on my top right hand side, I'm going to search for a car. Before I search for anything, I'm assuming that you have installed search service application in your environment, and if you want to see how to install search, please refer to my course, which is available for free. You can see how it is done. Let me just go ahead and search for, let's say, BMW, and hit OK on my keyboard. And it's going to go ahead and search for that phrase, and look at that. This is not what we are expecting, but this is the out-of-the-box search results from SharePoint, and it's just displaying the item ID, the link to that particular item matching the key phrase BMW, and it's displaying the link to the entire list, and it is displaying the document library URL, and it has got few out-of-the-box search refiners on the left hand side. And this is not using our, if I open the home page in a new tab, the search result is not using our branded theme. It is just using the default out-of-the-box search engine. It is displaying the out-of-the-box search results. It is also using the out-of-the-box search template. And I'm assuming that you have configured search in your website by creating a search service application in Central Administration. If you haven't, please refer to my course titled Search in SharePoint 2016 for Beginners, and in this course I have outlined how it is done step by step, and this course is free to enroll, and please feel free to go and enroll in that course. And I did not want to duplicate the steps in here. I did not want to do the same videos in this course, and I wanted to get straight to the meat of this course, which is branding and customizing search in SharePoint 2016. So this course is all about how we can brand and customize the search results, something that is not provided by SharePoint, something we don't get out of the box. We are going to completely revolutionize and completely change the look and feel of this page, and have all the custom refiners on the left hand side and completely give it a facelift. So that's the objective of this course. And the refiners that we see on the left hand side is not what we are after. Let's say we have got few refiners, and let's say you want to refine the search results by car make or car year, car model. We don't have all that in here. So the first thing that we need to do is set up a page layout, and that's what we are going to do in the next video. Now with that information and context around the page layout, let's go ahead and create a custom search results page layout. I'm going to click on the gear icon on the top right hand side, click on Design Manager, and on my left hand side I've got Edit Page Layout, and here we have an option called Create a Page Layout. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to give it a name, Search Results Page Layout, and choose the master page. We don't want to choose the Oslo or Seattle, which is the out of the box. We want to choose our custom theme master page, which is this one, and we know where this is sitting. This one is sitting right here inside the custom themes master page, custom themes folder, and this one right here. So we are now creating a page layout, having the master page, having the custom master page, and in the content type we are just going to choose the welcome page and hit OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and create that page layout. We have the search results page layout, so that's looking good. Now if I go to my site settings, click on master page and page layout, custom themes, and we don't see that search results page layout that we just created. So where did it go? Well, let me go back to my SharePoint Designer, and if I just refresh this one, expand the master page, and that got created right here, which is outside of the custom theme folder. So we need to bring this inside of the custom themes folder. So all we need to do is just simply drag the .html file, not the SPX, just the .html file, and just drag it all the way to custom themes folder, and it will create all the necessary files, that is the other ASPX file for us. So if I expand that, and there's our .html and .aspx. So we have this file inside of our custom themes folder. Now it's all looking organized. Now if I go back to my website and just simply refresh this page or reload this page, and there is our search results page layout right here. So it's sitting under custom themes folder. We have got the styles, we have got the script, we have got the images. So it's all looking good, and we are now good to go and customize the page layout to meet our needs. We can add web parts, we can add customizations, and that's something we are going to do next. Let's summarize what we have done so far. We have a master page. We just created a page layout in the previous video, and it's now time to create a page off of a page layout. So we have got master page in place, a page layout just created. Now let's create a search page so that we can have the search results web part and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do now is create a search page based on the page layout. And this search page will be used to display search results instead of the out-of-the-box search results page. Now to edit the look and feel and the design and the layout of this page, we need to go to the page layout. Hence it is known as the page layout. And to explain to you why we are doing what we are doing, I have this handy diagram with me. The layout of this page, which we have named Search with Branding. If you want to change the layout of this page, it can be done in the page layout, and we know that this page sits on top of the page layout. So the underlying page happens to be the page layout. Let me just go straight to the page layout now, and as I mentioned earlier, when we want to edit anything, be it the master page or the page layout, we always work with the .html file. So let me go ahead, right click and choose edit file in advanced mode, and let me just collapse this so that we get more room to work with. And let's see what we have here, because this is actually going to decide how our search results page is going to look like. And we are going to specify where we are going to position the search definers, where we are going to position the search results web part and the search input text box. So the positioning of all the web parts can be all done here. Now it may look like there is so much going on in here, but don't get intimidated. I know how you feel because I've been there. So when you open this page layout for the first time, it may look daunting, but don't get intimidated. It may look like it has so much of code and so much going on, and I'm using SharePoint 2013 Designer because there's no SharePoint 2016 Designer, and Microsoft has discontinued SharePoint Designer. So SharePoint 2013 can work just fine with SharePoint 2016, and there is no preview here, but don't worry about that because we don't need any preview in the page layout, and I'll show you why. Because we are mostly going to be working with the source code, with the HTML markup. Let's scroll down all the way until we reach the line that says placeholder main, because that's where we are going to add our stuff. There you go. So these are the placeholders, right? And this is, see the title here, the title snippet. This is what displays the page title. All right, I'm trying to connect the dots now. If I go back to the page layout, the next that we see here is the image snippet, right? If I go back to the page, we see that image section right here. So what we need in our search page is, we are not going to be using any title or image or something. We are going to be having our own customized branded search results. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually delete all this. That's right, I'm going to delete this div. I'm also going to delete this div. As a matter of fact, I'm going to delete everything and start from scratch all the way until the end of the main content placeholder. So all we are left with is just this bit. I'm going to click on save. That is save, and I'll go back to my page and just hit refresh. Just going to say okay, and now the page is in edit mode. We have nothing here. That means we are starting from a clean slate, and we don't have any out of the box web parts, any default web parts. We are working with a clean slate. So to show you how this page is connected to the page layout, if I add something here, let's say text. I just added some text, save it, come back to my page and hit refresh or reload. I see that text, and it says this is a simple text from page layout. That means this page is linked to the search results page layout. So we are good to go. In the next video, I'm going to show you how we can add web parts, because that's what we need. We want the search results web part, and we don't see an option to add a web part. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how we can easily add web parts and then start adding search refiners and search results web part. And we'll do that in the next video. To create a search page, let me go over to the site content by clicking on the gear icon, site contents, pages. We will create our search result page here. So in the ribbon, I'm going to click on the Files tab, click on New Documents, and select Welcome Page. And let's give it a title, Search with Branding. I think that's easy to remember. And the moment I click away, SharePoint populates the URL with the title of the page. As a matter of fact, I can give some spacings because the title is just a text. And let's say search with branding. The title can have spaces, but I would rather not have any spaces in the page URL. Okay, so our page title and the URL is all set. I will scroll down, and now it's time to look for the page layout. And the page layout that we are after is this one right here. Search result page layout. So that's the page layout section here, and let's look for that. And here we are. There is the search result page layout. Sometimes if you are not able to see the page layout here, make sure that you have checked in your page layout. It is checked in and it's published. So that could be one of the reasons if you're not able to see your page layout listed here. So make sure that it is published, it is checked in, and just in case if you're not able to see it. But I can see that listed right here. So I've entered my page title, entered the URL, and I've selected the page layout that I want to serve as a template for this page. I'm going to click on the create button. It's going to go ahead and create the page for me. And we have the page called Search with Branding. And if I look on the right hand side in the page layout column, it is using the search results page layout, which is this one here, and we'll soon work with this. So I'll go back to this, and with this page created, it's now time to start adding things. So let me click on this page, and here we are. So this is a blank canvas. Of course, it is using the custom theme. It is using our custom master page, and it's using our search results page layout. Now that our page is created, there's the page URL, and now it's time to add the search web parts. We'll add the search text box, we'll add the search results web part, we'll add the search refiners. So let's do that. I'm going to click on the gear icon, click on the edit page so that we can switch this page in the edit mode and start adding web parts. Let me click on the edit page. And the moment I click on the edit page, the page layout looks a bit different because we are using our page layout, yes, but the page is not designed very well. What we want is we want the refiners to go on the left hand side, we want the search results to go on the right hand side, and in the middle we want that search text box. So we don't have that right now, so for that we need to edit the page layout, and let's find out how it's done in the next video. In the last section, I talked about what page layout is, how to use a custom page layout, and how everything is all mapped together. In this section, I'm going to talk about web parts, which is a very important topic in SharePoint learning. And we are going to use various web parts, how the web parts are used in the web part zones, what is search web part, what is search results web part, and the refiners web part. And this is going to be a very interesting section. Alright, now it's time to add the web parts. So this is what we are aiming for, right? We are going to have search refiners web part on the left hand side. We are going to have a text box input where users can enter their search phrases, and then we are going to have the search results web part. Now, one thing to keep in mind is before we can add any web part, we need to add web part zones, because inside the web part zone we are going to have web parts. The web parts are created inside of a web part zone. So let's see how it's done. Let's add a web part zone to this page. Actually, let me just get rid of this line. Let me go back to the SharePoint Designer and just delete this text from here. I'm going to click on save to save these changes. Go back to my page, simply hit refresh or reload, and that text has gone away. Now let's get back to our web part zone creation. I'm going to click on the gear icon on the top right hand side, go to the design manager. In the left pane, I'm going to select edit page layouts. Now this is a page layout that we created a while ago. I'm going to click on this page layout. Yes, to add the web part zone we need to follow this path. I'm inside of my design manager in the edit page layout section, and then what you need to do is just simply click on the page layout that you just created a while ago, and when you do that you will see an option on the top right hand side that says snippets. Click on this URL. And this will take you to a page where you can add the web part, we have the snippets, and we can add various sections to the page. To add the web part, all we need to do is just simply click on the web part zone right here to insert a web part. So I'm going to click on this, and if I scroll down, this is the text that SharePoint gives us. So here it says copy and paste this snippet at the desired location of your HTML design file. Alright, I'm going to select this. I'm using my Chrome. If you are using IE, there would be a button here where you can click and it would select all the text for you. So we don't get that in Chrome, but anyway. So I have selected all this text. So it says copy and paste this snippet at the desired location of your HTML design file. And our HTML design file is our page layout. Now I've selected this snippet, right click and choose copy. Now I have this web part zone snippet in my clipboard. I'm going to go back to my SharePoint Designer and we're going to place this inside of this content placeholder and make sure that it is the placeholder main. So I'm going to open this one, and before I paste, I'm just going to add a section that would be easy for me to remember. So I'm going to say, make sure if you're adding anything, it is inside of this comment tag. I'm going to say this is a search results web part zone, because we are going to be adding more web parts, and this is going to help us identify what web part zone is supposed to do. Now it's looking good. So I'm going to choose save by clicking on the save button. I'm going to now go back to my page, and as a matter of fact, I'm just going to create a duplicate tab because I'm going to leave the snippets gallery as is, because we are going to be adding more web part zones and we would need to come back to this snippets page. So I'll just leave this page open. I'm going to just create a duplicate tab and just simply click on the home, go back to my search results, search with branding page. Alright, now this page is having a web part zone as we just created a while ago. Now I'm going to click on the gear icon and choose edit page to switch this page in the design mode, and now we see that web part section successfully added, and it is giving me an option to add a web part, and I can add a search results web part. Well, let's see how it's done. I'm going to click on add a web part, and when I do that, SharePoint gives me various options for me to select the web part, and on the left hand side I've got categories, various categories, and what we're interested in here is the search category. The moment I select that, it gives me a drill down and it gives me various options. I can select the refinement web part, search box web part, search navigation, and search result, and taxonomy refinement panel. What we're interested in is the search results web part. So I'm going to select that, and we are adding it to zone 1. The zone 1 is this bit, so it would just drop the search results web part here. I'm going to click on add, and we have our search results web part sitting right here. If I click on save, now let's add a search text box because we have a search results section. Now let's add a search text box that will go right above the search results web part. So what we are going to do is actually just add a section. I'm just going to create a placeholder. I'm just going to copy this and say search text box web part zone. I'm going to hit save. Now we're going to go back to my snippets page and add the web part zone so that we could add the search text box. Now I have my snippet gallery open, and to get a snippet for another web part, all I need to do is just simply click on reset, because the code remains the same. What makes a web part zone snippet unique from the other is this ID right here, and you cannot have two web part zone snippet sharing the same ID. So that ID is right here. I cannot just simply copy and paste the web part zone snippet for the search results in here, because the ID would be the same. So what we need to do is just go back to the snippets page and simply click on reset. What it will do is leave everything as is and give me a newly generated ID box. So let me go ahead and click on the reset button. Keep an eye on this bit. So now this ID has changed and it is now reflecting here as well, ending with triple B7. So we've got a new ID. I'm going to select this. Oops. As a matter of fact, I can just simply expand this so I can see all the snippet. So I've selected all this. I'm going to click on copy, go back to my SharePoint Designer and paste the snippet. So here we have the search results web part sitting here, and on top we have the search text box web part zone. I'm going to click on save. This is looking good so far, and go back to my search results page. Search with branding page. I'm going to now switch this page to the design mode, and we should see another web part zone sitting on, right here. So I have one web part zone dedicated for the search results. I've got another web part which we just added, and we are going to use this for the search text box. So let me click on the add a web part. Under the categories, I'm going to select search. I'm going to click on search box, and we're going to add that to web part zone, which is right here. And the search box would sit on top of the search results web part. So I'm going to click on add, and this will drop the search box right above the search results web part. I'm going to click on save, and we have this sitting right here. Now it may look out of alignment, it may look out of proportion, it may not be in the right place. So in my next video, I'm going to fix the look and feel of this page. Let's fix this in the page layout in the next video. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can get the web part zone snippet and add that to our search results page layout. So the first thing I'm going to do is just create a duplicate of this tab so that we'll keep this open all the time, and we can refresh and see the results being rendered. So in the second tab, I'm going to click on the gear icon, click on the site settings, click on design manager, and on my left hand side I'm going to click on the edit page layout link, and I've got various page layouts listed here. So what I'm going to do is click on the page layout link itself, and when I do that, it takes me to a special page. It's a preview page, and if I notice on the top right hand side, I see a link called snippets. So I'm going to click on that snippet link, and it takes me to a page called snippet gallery, and here I have the web part zone link or button. I'm going to click on that, and as you can see under the HTML snippet, this has generated the snippet for the web part zone, as you can see right here. And it says copy and paste this snippet at the desired location in your HTML design file. And what it means by the HTML design file is the page layout file. So if I expand this, that's all there is to it. So all I need to do is just simply select this snippet, right click, copy that, and go back to my page layout and simply add that right here. I'm going to hit Ctrl V. So that is the web part zone snippet. I'm going to save the changes. Let's grab the web part zone snippet for the search text box. I'm going to go back to my snippet gallery, and I just cannot simply copy the same snippet and paste that here, because what's important here is the ID. The ID has to be unique on one page layout. So if I've got two web part zones, the ID should be different from each other. So all we need to do is simply click on the reset button and keep an eye on the ID. The ID will change, and as soon as we get a new ID added here, we're all good to go, and we can just copy the snippet and paste it in our page layout. So let me go ahead and click on the reset button. It will generate a new snippet for the web part zone, and it has come back with a new ID. That means it is good to go. We can just simply copy this web part zone snippet with the new ID, copy that, come back to my page layout and simply add this right here. Cool. I'm going to click on Ctrl S to save the changes. And the last web part zone we need is for the search results. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to repeat the step. I'm going to go back to my snippets gallery, hit reset, and it's going to come back with a new ID. Yes, we have got the new ID. I'm going to select the snippet for the web part zone, click on copy, come back to my page layout and just simply throw this web part zone snippet here. Alright, it is now looking good. I'm just going to indent the code for easy reading. Alright, I'm going to click on save to save the changes. Now if I go back to my search with branding page, click on edit page, we should be able to see all this web part zone and it is ready to go. We can now add our web part. So we can add the refiner right here on the left hand side, we can add the search text box right here, and we can add the search results web part. So it's pretty much all good to go. And in the next video I'm going to show you how we can add all these search web parts. Now that we have learned that web part zone is required to add a web part, let's set up the placeholders. So what we are aiming for here is, I'm just going to show you this diagram. So on the left hand side we are going to have a placeholder for the search refiners, and on the right hand side, on the top right hand side, we are going to have a placeholder for the search text box where the users can enter their keyword, search phrases, and right below the text box we are going to have the search result web part. So I'm going to set up my page, I'm going to set up the placeholders, and inside of those placeholders I'm going to put my web part zone. So before we could go ahead and get the web part zone snippet, let's set up the outline and let's set up the placeholders for these web part zones. So I'm going to go to my SharePoint Designer, and inside of my placeholder main I'm going to copy this code that I have in my clipboard, and I'm going to run you through this code. So I have this table tag. Let me just indent this. So this is a table, and this placeholder we have the search filters. This placeholder will store the web part zone snippet. This is a placeholder for the search box, and this is for the search results web part zone. So I'm going to just scroll down a little bit slowly so that you can even pause the video and copy down the code if you want. I'm also going to include this code as part of the download file, so you can go to the download file that came along with this course. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit so that you can see the entire code. So that's about it. So starting from line 127 up until here. So I'm going to actually save this and go back to my page so that you can see how it looks like on the page UI. So I've saved this page layout, I've added the placeholders, and I've saved this page layout. I'm going to go back to my page and simply hit refresh and see how it's going to look like. Alright, so on the left hand side I've got a placeholder for the search filter. On the top right we have the search box, and right below that we have a placeholder for the search results. So on the left, search filter, on the right, search box, and below that we have the search results. This pretty much mimics this diagram. So if I shrink this is how it's going to look like. Search filters web part, because we are going to have web part inside of a web part zone. So we are just making things easy for us. So you get the picture now. Alright, with this thing in place, let's Now go ahead and get the snippet for the web part zone so that we can start adding the web parts. Now we have laid the groundwork. We have set the placeholders for the web part zone snippets. So we have set up the groundwork. Now all we would need to do is just go and grab the web part zone snippet and just put that here. Similarly, we're going to go ahead and add the web part zone for the search box and for the search results, and we are going to do that in the next video. Now this page is in design mode, in edit mode. Now I can start adding the search web parts. I'm going to start off by adding search results web parts. I'm going to click on the add web part, and when I do that, it gives me an option to add various web parts. And on the left hand side, I've got categories section. I'm going to scroll down and click on the search category. And the moment I do that, it gives me all the web parts pertinent to search. What we are interested here is the search results web parts. I'm going to click on that, and it says add web part to zone 3, and our search results web part is the zone 3, that is. So that is looking good. I'm just going to click on add. It will just drop the search results right here. So let's see what happens when I click on add, and lo and behold, we have the search results web part showing right here. It has added the alert me, preferences, advanced search. It's all out of the box. Now with the search results in place, we need a text box so that we can type in our search phrase. So let's add the search text box right above the search results section, and we have that placeholder search box. So I'm going to click on add a web part, and we are in the right category, that is search. And this time, instead of search results, I'm going to choose search box. And when I do that, as you can see, SharePoint gives me a little tooltip or a little description of what this web part is all about. So it says displays a search box that allows users to search for information, and this is going to be added to zone 2, which is this one. Our zone 2 is the search box, and I'm going to click on add, and we have our search box right here. This is looking quite good. So let's preview what we have done so far. We have added our search results web part, then we added our search box web part. Now let's add a search refiner or search filter. SharePoint calls it search refiner, filter. It's about the same thing. So let me go ahead and click on add a web part link. We are in the right category, and I'm going to choose search refinement. There's no filter here, but filtering or refining is pretty much the same thing. So again, we get the description of this web part. It says this web part helps the users to refine search results, and this is going to be added to zone 1. So if I scroll down a bit, this is the right zone. So before you click on add, always ensure that it is being added to the right web part zone, which is zone 1. I'm going to click on add, and when you add the web part zone in the page layout, I've just shown you how to add the web part zone snippet. When you do that, you may get zone 1 here, zone 3 here. That doesn't really matter. All you need to make sure is you're adding the refinement to the web part zone on the left hand side. You're adding this search box on the top right hand side of the page layout. That's all that matters. The numbering of the zone doesn't really matter. But here in this context, you just need to make sure that refinement web part is getting added to zone 1 in this instance. I'm going to click on add, and we have the refinement web part added as well. So let me just click on save, and I'll show you how it looks like. And this is how it looks like. As a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and remove this text because we don't need this anymore, because we have our search text box and the search results text showing already. So we don't need these placeholders. We don't need this text to let us know what these web parts do. Let me go back to my page layout and just get rid of this text. that we added for our understanding. Now the text is removed. Let me click on save. The changes are saved. I'm going to go back and simply reload this page. And this is how it looks like now. It's looking good now already, isn't it? So we have the refiners showing up, we have got the search box showing up, and we have this thing showing up. How about if I go ahead and search for something? Let's say search for a car in this instance. So let's say I'm going to type my favorite car, BMW, and hit enter on my keyboard. Let's see what we get. It's going to fetch the information, and just look at what happened just now. The refiners showed up automatically, and it's pertinent to the information being displayed in the search results. It automatically displayed the modified date refiner, and it is displaying all this bunch of refiners. So it has got a couple of refinement types, so image, web page, and author, and this is pretty much out of the box. And if I look at the search results, this is displaying the search results out of the box. Doesn't have any customization, doesn't have any branding. We'll get to that shortly. And this is how it looks like. So it is just displaying the search results matching the search phrase, and this is just displaying the results of the SharePoint list. And if I click on that, it would take me straight to the list. Look at that. The entire list came in the search results. Okay, this is what happens out of the box. And this is a link to the car images, and this is just the item ID, matching the search phrase. Now let's add some CSS to make this little better now. So this is all driven from our page layout. That means we can pretty much add all our branding, we can add our customization, we can add colors, we can add background. So this is called search result, and this is search item, right? This is one item. So we can add branding, we can add customization to how the search item looks like in the search results. So we can do that by adding some CSS, by adding some styles. So let's do that first so that we get a better looking UI. And I can show you how we can accomplish that in the next video. Now to add styles to this page, to make it more lively and more colorful, let's head over to the SharePoint Designer, and I'm going to expand the navigation pane and expand the styles, and let's add a new CSS file. I'm going to call it styles underscore search results layout. Styles underscore search results layout. I'm going to hit enter, and let's add some styles to it. I'm going to right click and select edit file in advanced mode. And right now we don't have anything because this is a brand new file. And if you look at your download file that came along with this course, I've added a folder called custom theme, and inside of the custom theme all the custom files and themes are added. So you can open the styles folder, and I've added all the styles inside this CSS file. So you can just right click on edit with notepad, and all the styles I've already added for you. I've done all the hard work for you. And let me just go ahead and copy this. I'm going to come back here and paste that code here and just click on save. Now that we have our CSS file added and it is sitting inside of the styles folder, if I go back to my page layout and just simply reload this page, and let's see if we can see some styles. Well, we don't see any styles getting reflected. Well, what we need to do is actually we need to add a link to our CSS files in the page layout, because page layout has no idea if a CSS file exists. and we need to specify the location of this CSS file inside of our page layout. So let's do that. To add a CSS file, to link a CSS file in our page layout, all we need to do is just scroll all the way up and make sure that you are inside of the content placeholder page head around line number 20, and I've got the linking code in my clipboard, and just make sure that you link the CSS file right below this line with the SPM tags. I'm going to hit Ctrl V on my keyboard, and I'm just going to collapse this so that you can see the entire section. There you go. So what we have done is we have added a link to the style sheet, which is sitting inside of the styles folder right here. So styles underscore search results layout.css. It's a relative link, it's not a hard-coded link, and you need to specify these attributes as well, and make sure that it is right below these two SPM DOM tags. So with that thing in place, our search file is created, and we have got styles inside of the CSS file, and we have just linked that CSS file in our page layout. We are pretty much good to go. Now before I go back to my page and refresh it, there's one little thing I need to do, and that is, let me just collapse that. Let's go straight to the search text box right here. I just need to add one class, and that's it. Now if I go back to my search results page and hit reload, and voila, look at that. With the styles added in the page layout, we have completely given this search results page a facelift. We have the refiners working. If I click on the web page, let's say, the selected refiner or the filter is highlighted with that, and the search item is getting highlighted as I hover over the search item, the search. And if I scroll down further, I get this nice pagination, and that's looking quite good. And we have this URLs which is out of the box pretty much. So we are really getting close to our objective. It pretty much looks like a branded search results page, but believe me, all we have done so far is just added that CSS. We've created a CSS file, we have put all the styles in, and then we have just added a link to the CSS file in our page layout. And come back here and just refresh the page, and it is all the CSS magic and nothing else. The refiners that we see, it's not custom. The search results page that you see is not custom. It's pretty much out of the box, and we don't have any customization applied to it. Of course, we have added some branding to it. We have added some custom CSS to it, but the search results that you see here, it's pretty much out of the box. So in the coming videos, we are going to see how we can customize the search results, how we can customize the items, how we can customize the refiners, how we can add our own custom refiners, and we'll learn all that in the coming videos. Here we are in our custom search results page. We have our CSS styles applied to it, we have the refiners added, we have got the search text box and the search results web part added to it, and we have the search working as well. If I search for, let's say, Ford for example, and hit enter on my keyboard, it's going to come back to me with the results. Now how about if I search for a key phrase on the top right hand side search text box? If I search for a keyword, let's say BMW, and hit enter on my keyboard, let's see what we get. Oops, looks like it is taking us back to the default page, which is the out of the box page, and not to our custom search results page. To fix this, let's head over to the site settings, I'm going to scroll down, and under Site Collection Administration, I'm going to select Search Settings. And in the Search Settings page, here we have a section that says which search results page should the queries be sent to, and it says custom results page URL, and we know that we have our custom search results page set up, and I'm going to paste the URL right here. I have the URL handy of that page, so it's called Search with Branding. That's the URL of our custom page. I'm going to hit OK, go back to my home, and now in the global search I can search for a keyword, let's say BMW, and hit enter on my keyboard, and it should take us to the search results page with the branding applied to it. So it's no longer taking us to the out of the box search results page. Instead, it's taking us to the page that we have. So we have the search page set up, we have the global search linking to the search results page. In the next video, we are going to see how we can customize the search item.